Today, our first couple of songs are going to be kind of interactive, and so if you're willing and able, feel free to stand up and get involved a little bit. I could use all the help I can get, so I appreciate that. My name is Treasure Wiley. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a practitioner here at the Grants Pass Center for Spiritual Living, and it is my great honor to welcome you this morning. What do we have? Yeah. How about this? Let's see if it actually will. It will. I believe.
I believe.
I believe.
I believe.
Okay, let me just stand up. We got the whole world in our hands. We got the whole wide world in our hands. We got the whole world in our hands. We got the whole world in our hands. We've got the fish of the sea in our hands. We got the birds and the bees in our hands. We got the flowers and the trees in our hands. We got the whole world in our hands. We got the children of the future in our hands. We got the children of the future in our hands. We got the children of the future in our hands. We got the whole world in our hands. They sound great. We've got you and me, sister, in our hands. You got you and me, brother, in our hands. We got everybody in our hands. We got the whole world in our hands. We've got the power of love in our hands. We got the power to be peace in our hands. We got the power to be joy in our hands. We got the whole world in our hands. We've got the whole world in our hands. We got the whole wide world in our hands. We got the whole world in our hands. We got the whole world in our hands. One more time. We've got the whole world in our hands. We got the whole wide world in our hands. We got the whole world in our hands. We got the whole world in our hands. Looks tricky ending for you. We really do. We're here to create and manifest the experience of spirit in our lives. Now, I've got another song. Take you just a second to call it up. Here we are. And since we have the power to be loved, the power to be peace, the power to be joy, I encourage you to stand up again, because we're going to send that out. We're going to share that. I told you this was going to be part of your workout this morning, okay? Some of you already know some of these hand motions. I send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heaven, and it returns to me. Let's do that again. I send my love over the mountains. Send my love over the sea. Send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me. Send joy. I send my joy over the mountains. I send my joy over the sea. I send my joy into the heavens, and it returns to me. Send my power over the mountains. Feel your power. I send my power to my love over the sea. I send my power into the heavens. peace over the sea. I set my peace into heaven. It returns to me. Set it on fire with passion. My passion over the mountain. Yes. I set my passion over the sea. I set my passion into the heavens, and it returns to me. And my love over the mountain. My love over the sea. Set my love into the heavens, and it returns to me. And it returns to me. And it returns.
Well, good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to the Grants Pass Center for Spiritual Living. I'm Reverend Steve Van Meter, your senior minister. I want to welcome you all this morning. I know you have a lot of spiritual destinations on Sunday morning you can attend, but you found yourself here. This is the place to be. You know why? Because you're here.
Woo-hoo!
And we're here. And I just want to say a shout out to Reverend Clay, who was the minister here for many years. And we just want to say good morning, Reverend Clay. So if you get a chance, say hello to him afterwards. He's got some great stories about this term here. And what a great Sunday. And we're going to do what we do every Sunday, and that's repeat our vision, mission statement up on the screens, which says,
We are an open, loving, spiritual community dedicated to evolving consciousness through teaching spiritual principles.
Again, welcome. We're so glad that you have found yourself here this morning. And we have some announcements, of course. Sunday mornings are not complete without knowing what's going on here. So I'd like to invite up Paula Peterson, our board president and practitioner. Come on up.
Thank you and good morning. It's lovely to be here and lovely to see every face. Shining eyes. So today, stay after service because we have Potluck Sunday and we love our Potluck Sunday, and today is the world of salads, and I brought my famous Greek salad and I'm sure everybody brought other wonderful things. So stay and get to know your neighbor, the people sitting across from you. Food is always a good menu for that. Okay, so I'd like to talk about a new class starting Tuesday, taught by our very own Deborah Perdue. And she absolutely is one of the finest teachers here. And you will not only learn kind of what's in the book, but you're going to gain this wealth of knowledge that I remember my first class with her. I still use some of the principles that she taught from that first class. So it is called Meditation is More Than You Think. It's an 8-week class, beginning this Tuesday, like I said, from 2:30 to 5, right here at the center. Are you ready to deepen your meditation practice? This class is for you. This introductory meditation course moves us step by step through the powerful tool of meditation in many different modalities, so you find something that works for you. It's perfect for beginners who wish to go deeper with their meditation practice. Topics include meditation with light, mantras, sound, movement, breathing, and more. Each week is a very experiential time with various forms of meditation that the student takes with them for a richer practice at home. Registration is back there, and I encourage you to talk with Deborah if you have any questions. Next, we have a call for sacred service. Every member of our beautiful congregation is the manifestation of God's desire for good works. Everyone here is fulfilling that call just by being themselves and being here in person or on Zoom and sharing their wonderful energy. You are a treasure in this community. Would you like to share more of your time and talents? Our center has wonderful opportunities available for everyone. We have kitchen angels, our spiritual gardeners that keep our grounds just amazing. Our pop group, working within this community, which is People on Purpose, addressing environmental and social issues. And we also have, there's just so many ways that you can share your talent. So this fall, we have some Board of Trustees positions available. Now, if you're interested in that, in serving on our Board of Trustees, we have packets at the back. It'll say a nomination packet. I encourage you to pick one up and peruse it. Ask any board member if you have any questions. If you're a board member or have been a board member in the past and would be willing to answer questions, please raise your hand. So look around, and if you have questions about serving in this really important way, please ask a board member. And then the packets need to be turned in by August 21st. So in the back is something really cool, our school supply donations. There is need for high schoolers. Now, a lot of people donate for elementary schools and such, but there is a greater need in our community. So GPCSL will be donating school supplies to the Three Rivers School District for the next 3 Sundays. We'll deliver them at the end of August before the first day of school. Please bring spiral notebooks, composition books, college ruled paper, gel pens, mechanical pencils, trapper keepers, and backpacks. These supplies are for secondary schools, like I said. So it's in the back, and there's already an abundance, and our congregation does love to give in this way. So talk to Deborah Purdue or Mary Wirtz if you have questions about that. Still continuing is our Unexpected Income 40-Day Prosperity Program. We meet right after, at noon, after service from 12 to 12:30, give or take a few minutes. And we treat and pray every day for unexpected income and recite the unexpected income prayer in the folder. And if you're new to it, I say come anyway. There's an extra folder for you, and you'll receive the Abundance book by John Randolph Price. Also, you'll notice one of those tables back there is just full of books. Now, we've had some books out for a couple of weeks now. And we've been donated a whole bunch more. So the books on the left are the ones that you've already perused, if you've been back there, and books on the right, about halfway over, they're all brand new that we've never seen before. So I encourage you, it's great to have a summer read. It's $1 or just whatever your donation, whatever you're comfortable with. Take a few books and learn stuff. So the metaphysical book study group will still be continuing. And next week, our lovely Jamaica Wallace will be leading that. Woohoo! Yay! So now, please stand and join Trasia in singing "We Are One."
Oh, take a nice deep breath together. We are one. We are one. I am you. We are one, and in this unity we shall live in harmony as peace has come, as we are one. We are one. We are one. I am you, you are me. We are one, and in this unity we shall live in harmony peace has come as we are one.
Good morning. Will you please read the gratitude with me that's on the screen?
I am so thankful for the everyday wonder of nature, and so it is.
It's a good topic this month. Let's see. I want to welcome everybody again to the Grants Pass Center for Spiritual Living. And my name is Deborah Perdue. I'm a licensed practitioner here. And it is my honor and privilege to be up here sharing with you. I want to wish everybody a happy August. And I wanted to say that even though today is going to be over 100, last week wasn't as hot. And I'm very grateful for it being under 100 most days. And also for the smoke dissipating from this area so much as about a week ago, that was for me very depressing. But I feel so much compassion for the people that are right in the thick of it. So our practitioner today is at the table is Jamaica Wallace. And she's holding the high watch for us, which just means she's sending love and light to all of us and knowing Spirit is with us as Spirit always is. And if you want a short affirmative prayer after the service, see Jamaica and she'll guide you to one of the practitioners or herself. And the practitioners who are available today, would you please raise your hand so people can see? We'll pass. And Tracia. Yeah. Let's see. And you can also fill out a prayer request. They're on the yellow forms in front of you on the back of the seats. And it's obvious what you do to fill them out. And you can put them in the prayer box or in the offertory basket. And don't forget to let us know about manifestations or demonstrations, as we call them, when the prayer works. And also online, you can put in a prayer request at grantspasscsl.org. So there's all kinds of available ways to let us pray for you, which we'd love to do. It is birthday Sunday, so if your birthday's in August, will you please stand? And Rachel Wilson has a birthday. Do we have people in August?
Yeah. Birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you, and many more.
And Paula brought these magnificent flowers from her own garden. Is anyone here for the very first time? If you are, please raise your hand and Reverend Steve will bring you a welcome packet. And we welcome you and do stay for the potluck afterwards if you feel like it, to get to know people. This a reminder to silence your cell phone if you haven't already. And let's say today's prayer, which will be up on the screen momentarily. There we go.
I show up to nurture and protect our planet Earth. I know that I am with everything, and that includes our home, Mother Earth. I treat her and all living things with kindness and care, and so it is.
Now we're going to sing I Am Loved, and you remain seated. I is in my life. I am loved. And now it's time for a short reading that I'm going to give. It's actually maybe medium, but it's worth it. And then we'll do some meditation on it. And this is from the book, The Power of Now, Eckhart Tolle. Actually, it's called A New Earth, Awakening to Your Life's Purpose. And I read it. This was, I inscribed it to myself 2008. And when I was looking through it this morning, because I knew it would be perfect for today, I realized rereading it would be good. We've been through a lot since 2008. So is the earth. So this is the very last few paragraphs from the book. And then we'll do a short meditation. And I saw a new heaven and a new earth, writes the biblical prophet. The foundation for a new earth is a new heaven, the awakened consciousness. The earth, external reality, is only its outer reflection. The arising of a new heaven, and by implication a new earth, are not future events that are going to make us free. Nothing is going to make us free because only the present moment can make us free. That realization is the awakening. Awakening as a future event has no meaning because awakening is the realization of presence. So the new heaven, the awakened consciousness, is not a future state to be achieved. A new heaven and a new earth are arising within you at this moment, and if they are not arising at this moment, they are no more than a thought in your head and therefore not arising at all. What did Jesus tell his disciples? Heaven is right here in the midst of you. In the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus makes a prediction that to this day few people have understood. He says, "Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth." In modern versions of the Bible, meek is translated as humble. Who are the meek or the humble, and what does it mean that they shall inherit the earth? The meek are the egoists. They are those who have been awakened to their essential true nature as consciousness and recognize that essence in all others, all life forms. They live in the surrendered state and so feel their oneness with the whole and the source. They embody the awakened consciousness that is changing all aspects of life on our planet, including nature, because life on Earth is inseparable from the human consciousness that perceives and interacts with it. That is the sense in which the meek will inherit the Earth. A new species is arising on the planet. It is arising now, and you are it. So let's meditate for a minute or so on this truth. As you come back to this room, to this consciousness, let that wisdom sink deeply into your heart and your soul. We are it. And now it's time for some special music. And I think that, Chris, you're coming up too. I got to hear Tracy and Chris ahead of time. That's totally beautiful. And then Reverend Steve's great talk. Thank you.
It is my delight to welcome Chris to come up and sing, as I confess, practicing and doing this together has been so much fun. What fun. Oh, yeah. Yeah. hold on. Yeah. Here. Step on it. I'm hurrying, as fast as I can. There we go. Here we go. We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle around to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now. It is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves unto the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle round to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now. It is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves unto the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle around to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now. It is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves into the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love.
Wow. What a way to start off the month, huh?
Yeah.
And let's hear it for Trajan and Chris. Reversing that, you can tell. Isn't that cool? So, welcome again to the Grants Pass Center for Spiritual Living. I have a couple added announcements that are so hot off the press they didn't make it into the early announcements. But this is really for everybody, but especially for you out there in Zoom land. We have something new. We have a virtual membership now. That if you're just online, because we've attracted some people from other states and countries that can't quite get here every Sunday. So if you want to be a member and tell the universe that you're serious about your spiritual growth, look around our website and click on the virtual membership button, fill it out. We'll be given a request, our board will, take a look at that and bada bing, bada boom, you're a virtual member. And anybody that's a member can be a virtual member too. You don't have to be one or the other. No, it's one membership, but you would be in both worlds because this is a whole new world. Also, in the seat backs, next to the red envelopes are pledge cards. And we're in the middle of our pledge drive. That's just telling us that you're committed to your spiritual growth by giving to our spiritual growth and having us know what you're going to give for the year. That lets us plan our year's experience. And there's also a virtual pledge card. See, I set this up so that you can go right online and pledge if you so are moved. And that's what the red envelopes help us to do, because it's unexpected income. Each pledge is unexpected income for our center. We have no idea what to expect other than the universe will provide for us. That's all we know. That's all we need to. I think my mic just went. See if the batteries come on again. Nope. I would use the mic.
Okay.
So go ahead and bring up the nothing like a good technical difficulty to start your morning with. See if this works. Good morning. Hello. Are we there?
Yeah.
Hey. So I am leaving after this service to go to Asilomar. I'm so blessed. I'm so blessed. And there's a lot happening in the world right now. You know, tomorrow is 8/8, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's some energy in numerology, if you believe in that sort of thing. And there's something called the Lionsgate portal. Google it, look it up. There's some energy there, if you're into that sort of thing. And there's also a story about Chris's son that I won't get into too deeply, but we're going to be leaving from Asilomar to go to Philadelphia to watch Carson in his first NFL game. And he was given the number 8. So, you know, I mean, if you believe in that numerology stuff, well, our theme for this month is nature. And Earth Force Report for Duty is my talk title. You know, I'm preaching to the choir here because most people, if you're in this room, you've found the connection between the natural world and the unnatural world, as it were, because it's all nature, isn't it? Without nature, we would cease to exist because we are, well, we wouldn't, nature would continue without us as it has done before, and may do again. So attention, all planetary citizens, Earth Force needs you now. Report for duty to nature and protect our planet Earth. Find some way to serve this planet. You know, it can be as simple as recycling, just putting your things that you were going to put in a landfill into a bag and actually getting some cash for it back, you know, aluminum or bottles, but doing something to clean up what's in your backyard. It's as simple as that. Just having conscious knowledge that everything that we do affects everything else. Join like-minded individuals in support of a worthy and noble cause. Experience the everyday wonder of nature right where you are. So what is yours to do in nature? You know, camping. I mean, we live in, you know, camping capital of the world here. You know, we can just go in our own backyard and have a wonderful camping experience. You know, we live on this thing called Earth, but we are living as one human family in harmony with the planet and nature and all living beings, including ourselves. Are we? You know, I thought we were further along than we are. You know, I think one thing and then I turn on that news channel and then I go, well, we've got some growth to do. We have something else to know. And that's why we're here. We're here to rediscover ourselves within this thing that we call life. So let's move from just saying words about preserving nature to actually doing something, to understand how this truth shows up in our lives, and to finally make a daily difference that's sustainable practice. And in our POP group, People on Purpose, this is what they look for in this community, to make a difference, to really, you know, put our money where our mouth is, to put some legs under an idea. Because an idea is just a dream until action is taken. You must do something in the world of form to begin the process. So what are you doing? This isn't to call anybody out. This is just to bring self-awareness of what is ours to do. As we explore the wonder of nature, let us look first at our home planet. It's so large and such a part of our day-to-day lives that we can easily take it for granted. Perhaps we don't even realize the gifts we are constantly receiving from this planet. You know, we take breathing for granted. You know, we take digesting our food for granted. You know, when was the last time you stopped and had to beat your heart? Oh, wait, I've got to do some heart beating right now. I'll be right back with you. It's automatic. It is the nature of us to beat our heart. It is the nature of us to breathe. But we have to make sure that air is clean. The water we drink is pure. And I just heard a report that right now, rainwater is not necessarily the best to drink because of what we've done to the air and the rain passes through it. We have to chemically treat even rainwater because of what we've done to the air. So I have to know that we're in the midst of reversing all that. You know, we are on the threshold of a huge change. Ministers have been saying this since the beginning of time because they're right. We are always on the threshold of a big change. But right now, can you feel a difference? Are you sensitive enough to understand that there is something else going on? Our outer reflects the inner, and our inner reflects the outer, including our bodies and this planet. That's why we need to change some things. You know, we need to look at what we're doing and see how it not only affects us, but affects our neighbor, affects our country, and affects our world. Because truly, there's only one country here. Just like there's only one person here. It's God, expressing as the billions of countless life forms and things you may not even think of life forms that make up this great experience that we're sharing together. In The Science of Mind, the 1938 version on page 68.3, the ultimate cause, back of all things, must be one. Since life cannot be divided against itself, the infinite must be one, for there could be no two infinite beings. Whatever change takes place must take place within this one, but this one must be changeless. For being one and only, it could not change into anything but itself. So you have changed from the one into the appearance of billions of us. But the secret is we're still all one. That's the hidden secret. But now you know the secret is out. We are countless life forms experiencing individual experiences so that the infinite can experience all of us at the same time. How cool is that? takes a while to kind of wrap your mind around. You know, in our ignorance as humans, we've lost some of the knowledge of our deep connection to the planet, but it's beginning to return. We're beginning to wake up again to our connection to ourselves, to our spiritual nature, and to this planet, this body of God that we live within. We need not look any further than our own experience and how we treat ourselves, our fellow human beings, our planet, and nature itself. You know, we've done some pretty challenging things to our home. Out of our ignorance, we just, you know, for whatever reason, we weren't thinking. Well, stop that stinking thinking and start thinking holistically. Holy. I don't mean biblical holy. I mean holy in the sense of everything that is, which is biblical holiness, if you look at it. So in our ignorance, we have fallen asleep, but we're beginning to wake up. Little by little, we're reaching for the snooze bar less and less. We're actually getting up. We need not look further than how we treat ourselves. How are you treating yourself? How do you treat yourself when you find you've done some silly mistake? You know, when you spilt the milk in your life and you've gone, oh, didn't mean for that to happen. Do you still hold on to it? Do you get angry at yourself? Do you call yourself names? I have. But now I've learned that if I believe that everything is the oneness of God, then if I call myself something, I'm really calling the infinite that. And I don't think the infinite would be very happy with me calling some of the names that I call myself. So I have to change it mid-thought. You are so blessed. You are a blessing to the world. Look at you. Look at you and your mess. Like I said, only you can make a mess like no one else. And you can clean it up. And you can make it better. You have the consciousness to replace it with a different thought. That's what we're all about. Which brings me to my 3 talking points on nature. 1, life is always in balance and in alignment with itself. The first principle of life is that it is always in harmony and balance with itself. Life cannot be against itself, or it would have destroyed itself and died a long time ago. Look at the various forms of life on this planet and how interdependent we are of each other. Just take a slice of bread. Do you know how many people it took to get that slice of bread onto your sandwich? A lot of people. You know, somebody had to grow the grain, make it into flour and truck it somewhere and print a bag and get it in the bag and get it to a store and price it, and, you know, all while staying fresh, right? But we figured this out. I'm just knowing that we can figure some other things out. If we can figure bread out, maybe we can figure out how to, clean the water again, clean the air again, clean our consciousness. So if you look at all the various things on this planet, we are but one small organism living within the water and the air. And the bacteria in our bodies that are dependent upon that air and water. Plants and trees provide oxygen and food. Animals and humans then use the oxygen and food to survive, while creating carbon dioxide and waste products that fertilize and feed other life forms. Water, air, earth are all a vital part of this equation. And when one's out of balance, everything else kind of gets out of balance, doesn't it? That's why we need to check in with the other parts so that we can stay within balance. Life on this planet is precious. We know that Earth is not the only planet in the universe now where life exists. I mean, if you believe in that sort of thing. Maybe you believe that in this infinite creative wisdom, we were the only conscious planet that was formed. It's pretty limiting of the universe, isn't it, to think that this whole vast, and we have these awesome, telescopes that are looking further and further, and we keep seeing more. We haven't gotten to the end of the universe yet. We found that we're just living in a little corner of a huge experience. We thought that we were it, right? The Milky Way was it. We're finding that we're not it. We're just part of it. Number 2, life is always expanding, growing, and evolving. And again, I'm preaching to the choir here. You guys wouldn't be here if you didn't think that something powerful was happening right now. The concept of evolution is not just applicable to humans, but to all life. The theory of evolution is based on the idea that all species are related and gradually change over time. Evolution relies on there being genetic variations in a population, which affects the physical characteristics of each organism. Some of these characteristics may give the individual an advantage over the other individuals, which they can then pass on to their offspring. Life everywhere is constantly reacting to its changing environment. Is there too much or too little rain? Is there too much or too little sunshine? Is there a sufficient amount of food? Absolutely. We don't have a creation problem. We have a distribution challenge. The food isn't just getting to the right people where it needs to be. We just have to figure out how to get it to where it needs to be. Plants cannot move, and therefore they are completely subjected to their environment. Some plants are able to withstand reduced rainfall, while others dry out and die. Most animals and humans can physically move to more favorable environments, but might choose to stay and try to adapt to their familiar surroundings. We've seen this in the nature where a species has migrated somewhere so that they can survive. They follow the water. They follow the plant life. We follow consciousness. Hopefully we're conscious, right? And number 3, what is your definition of life? If your first thought was of humankind, that's a start, but life is so much more. What about the animals and the plants and the insects and the microorganisms everywhere? Can we think of the lakes, the rivers, and the oceans? How about earth and air itself? Yes, all these are part of life. The earthbound philosophy is based on the ancient Greek principle of macro, large, and micro, small. See, there are worlds bigger than ours and worlds smaller than ours. We're just in the midst of all this life. The idea recognizes the repetition of patterns in the cosmos for the largest and the smallest. Human beings are seen as sentient mediums between those two worlds. What is your job to do? What are you here to do today? Sometimes it's as easy as just admiring nature. You know, take only pictures, leave only footprints. You know, all we need to do is enjoy it. That's all we need to do. And take care of it. And make sure that we leave it in a good position for those that follow us so they can have a good experience. Our human bodies can be seen as a reflection of Earth's body. Every person as a miniature planet Earth. So, how's the water on your Earth? How's the air on your Earth? How's the entertainment on your Earth? How's the prosperity going on your Earth? It's up to you. It's your Earth. But just remember that because we're all interconnected, what you do to yourself may be affecting other people. Just be aware. Every person, therefore, embodies all aspects of our living Earth. Every continent, every country, every ocean, every river, every sea, every cell, every bird, every animal, every tree and mineral, pyramid, temple, chakra, atmosphere, and all the other aspects if you believe in that sort of thing. We do not own the earth. We've been gifted to take care of it. And we've kind of messed things up a little bit. But I just know that there's enough conscious people that can reverse some of the things that we did in our unknowingness. That's why we're here, isn't it? We're looking for a new energy. Quantum physicist David Bohm says, in some sense, man is a microcosm of the universe. Therefore, what man is a clue to the universe. You're a clue to the universe. What are the clues telling you about now? So in conclusion, why at times do sometimes some of us feel separated from nature? And what can we do to cultivate that experience? I invite you to start wherever you're at today, just by recognizing nature. Take time to notice the air moving in and out of our nostrils. Your home, your spiritual home, this building. Take a deep breath. Notice the scents in the air and how they may change from day to day and place to place. Be curious about what affects the air. Consider what you may be doing that impacts the air quality around you. Do you have trees and plants around your home? How about neighbors? You have neighbors? How are you caring for your neighbors? Your nearbys. For we are our brothers and sisters keepers, aren't we? What changes can you make to improve the daily quality of life around you? Let's not wait for Earth Day, which is April 2023. Do something now. Pick up and dispose of a piece of trash in your arena, maybe walking through the park. Remember that we are affected by each other, and what you do may show somebody else what they can do, just by simply being what you choose to be naturally, which is healthy, wealthy, and wise. Let us do which is good for healing our wholesome planet and giving life back to the earth, our one human family, and ultimately for ourselves. And so it is.
So it is.
It's time for a prayer now. So if you'd like to just take a moment and close your eyes, if that's comfortable for you, let's remember who we are. I know that there is power This power that guides the stars, that causes the sun to shine, creates the rain, creates our bodies, creates this beautiful planet that we live on. I know that each one of us is a divine emanation of that same power and its ability to express. And as such, we find ourselves here. I may not know what you're walking through, but I know that the power that created us does. And as we turn to that power turns into us. Truly, it has always been there, waiting for our recognition of it. But once we do recognize it, it is activated, sending healing into our bodies, into our very DNA, into every cell of our being, into the body of our affairs, of what we think about people, and how we love one another. This power of healing is activated by our word, by our intention, and by our love for ourselves and each other. Feel that love flowing through each one of us. Feel it healing and revealing our personal truths, knowing that something wonderful is happening. So we give great thanks. How good it is to know that that power that creates worlds is creating us right here and right now, and recreating us into a new experience of love and light and truth. How grateful we are for this teaching, for these ideas as we implement them in ways that support the nature of this planet. So we give great thanks. Thank you, divine, loving, infinite presence, for giving us this wonderful gift called life. And we use it to expand, to know, and to bless this planet, as we affirm it together by saying, and so it is. Amen. Okay, well, it's time for our offertory. So if you'd like to take your offering and put it on your heart, or maybe just put your hand on your heart, let's affirm this together, shall we? I place my entire focus on God within
as the only cause of my prosperity, and I give freely and joyously, and so it is.
Let's just say a simple acknowledgement. Blessings that we have.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. One more time. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am
treasure. Let's say a prayer for our offertory this morning. From the love, pure spiritual energy, these tithes and gifts have been collected. They're evidence of our faith, our belief in our ability to manifest in this world of form. They do good work in the world and allow this center for spiritual living in Grants Pass to be open and available for the people who are choosing to believe that they make a difference, and even for those who may not know it yet. And for this, the entire community is blessed. And so it is.
Oh, good. I thought that's what we had on staff. All right, let's stand. Oh, is the vice chair to say something?
Yes.
Let's stand together and sing the peace song. It all begins with us. Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. Yes, there is peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Yes, peace begins with me, and this is the moment now. With every breath I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me.
Please repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening right now.
Something wonderful is happening right now.
It's happening in my mind,
It's happening in my mind,
in my body,
in my body,
and in the body of my affairs.
in the body of my affairs.
I think it,
I think it,
I feel it,
I feel it,
and I know it.
I know it,
Just the way that it is.
just the way that it is,
Just the way that it is.
just the way that it is not.
Thank you, Life.
Thank you, life.
Have a great week, everybody. Stay for the 12 o'clock Abundance 40-day Unexpected Income program, starting at noon till 12:30.